Hi there, I'm Eli Sipka, and this is the Apatros Review. Now in this episode, this is the last review I'm doing for the 2022 season. Info, we are, 13 days into the new year? And this is Friday the 13th, by the way, as well. Interesting. And after this, I'll do the last despection for 2022, and then I'll pretty much go into my 2023 program. Anyway, now for this last year review for the 2022 season, we look at this. Final Equinox. Now this was a direct-to-video film, came out in 1995. Actually, this actually premiered in Turkey on television on the 3rd of September 1995. Interesting. And it came out in the United States direct-to-video on the 30th of October 1995, and then direct-to-video in Japan on the 21st of September 1996. It was directed by Serge Rodnunsky. It's actually the second of Rodnunsky's films I've reviewed. The first one was Tripfall, which is considered to be his best. And it was produced by Dan Bates, Jimmy Lifton, and Serge Rodnunsky. The photography was done by Pierre Chemali, and music by George Black. The cast includes Joe Lara, who by the way died a while ago in a plane crash, Tina Mae Simpson, David Warner, who actually died last year as well, interesting, Martin Kove, Robin Joy Brown, Wolf Muser, Rowdy Jackson, and Ron Robbins. Vincent Klein also appears in this. Now the DVD is this is one of Payless Entertainment's very first discs. This was released in 2001. Show the back. This is the front. And this is a single-layer DVD. It's in PAL format, 133 aspect ratio, English stereo in the 1.5 megabit per second range. Interesting. That's powerful. No subtitles and no supplement. It runs for about 89 minutes and 40 seconds. Now, it's an obvious VHS rip. It even has the original VHS legal disclaimer and FLC rating on it. Now for the synopsis. In the mid-21st century, LAPD police detective Luger, played by Joe Lara, has just come back from a vacation with his wife when she freaks out all of a sudden and temporarily relieves her hubby for a couple of days. Women troubles. Psychic women troubles. At the same time, a local mafia don named Torman has had his henchmook steal a seriously ancient and seriously mysterious artifact that was found in Peru, and which resembles a stubby silver-colored baseball bat of unknown glyphs embossed on it. The artifact also has an extremely strong energy signature. Of course, they think it's the first impression is that some Peruvians had accidentally melded the uranium with their gold. But no. After coming across the corpse of a CIA agent who tried to retrieve the artifact by attempting to pay off Torman with radioactive cash, Luger is strong-armed by the CIA to do whatever it takes to get the artifact back. Luger decides the best approach is to talk directly to Torman, with whom he had a history, and convince him to give back the artifact. Torman isn't exactly too keen on the idea, and he also has a rogue scientist working on determining the artifact's purpose. Eventually, the truth comes out that the artifact is an ancient alien device designed to terraform entire plants with vegetation, killing anything that was already there. Now, this is one of a number of modestly low-budget direct-to-video movies made during the 1990s by Serge Rodnunsky, a former dancer turned filmmaker, who was also an actor as well, and to put out quite a few films over the course of the decade. In fact, Rodnunsky made 41 films so far, spanning from 1990 with Brush with Death to 2012 with War Flowers. The deal with Rodnunsky's films is that they always give you the feeling that there's something quite off about them. They feel like they were put together with slick fashion, but at the same time completely soulless and without anything purposeful behind them, as if they were done simply to fit some studio's distribution quota or just for Rodnunsky to earn a quick paycheck. Rodnunsky definitely has quite the skill of producing empty movies with a glossy sheen of professionalism, but without any real talent. Released by Chariots Studios in the USA directly onto VHS release on the 30th of October 1995, on the same day that they released another lowly direct-to-video sci-fi thriller with Phoenix. I'll review that in the future, but not before letting the Turkish people see it on their local television stations a good 57 days before. Final Equinox is another lowly direct-to-video science fiction thriller from the 1990s, the peak decade for such stuff, directed with Serge Rodnunsky's professional skill, but from a poorly written script that obviously feels like Rodnunsky just put 90s action movie cliches together, as well as a taste of that ridiculous Chariots of the Gods bunkum that's been the focus of the History Channel for the latter half of the 2010s, and which has also surprisingly enough infected a good deal of genre films, in particular the Alien franchise of Alien vs. Predator and the Ridley Scott prequels. This is far from the best in the 90s direct-to-video action genre, with things like some bad framing. In fact, one of the things that marks a good cinematographer from a bad one is the amount of headspace. For example, as you can see in this video, you'll see there's a bit of headspace. That's what you're supposed to have in a proper frame. That much space above the head. Unfortunately, bad cinematographers usually do like a little bit like this, or in some cases like this, with the top of people's heads cut off with the frame. So a good cinematographer frames it like without much headspace. Anyway, and in this one, there's quite a few scenes where you see there's not enough headspace for the medium shots, and the close-ups look pretty bad. There are also some flatly staged shootouts. The one in the climax is rather surprisingly boring, and the second of the two sex scenes in the film is shot in complete darkness. You see the actors doing it, but they're almost entirely in silhouette. You can make out a tiny bit of detail if you boost the contrast in TV with your remote. And some hideously ugly early 1990s B-grade CGI that even the children's shows of the era wouldn't be caught dead using. All scored to the tune of some cheesy as hell 90s progressive jazz, or this is what I call it, that makes the whole thing feel like a bad joke. The acting is the only thing here that is competent enough, but that is because the cast here are professionals at this kind of thing, and they know their place. The late Joe Lara does okay, but the real star here is David Warner, who effortlessly steals every scene he's in. By the way, Cobb's outfit during the climax is awesome. It's 1990s futuristic badness. Whoever outfitted him really was had a joke there. Now, ultimately, I will give the final Equinox a D, 2 out of 10. It's a robustly bad movie in my view. If you're a bad movie masochist, this will be pretty enjoyable, but otherwise it's a pretty bad movie. Now for gore nudity. No gore scene here, but nudity is reasonable for the pay grade, with Tina Mae Simpson showing off her entire body during a love scene with Joe Lara, and Robin Joy Brown doing the same but near complete silhouette during her bedroom dance with Martin Cove. Before I go on about the DVD, I have to mention the complete joke of an FAQ section on IMDb page for Final Equinox. Yeah, if you go into IMDb, each movie has its own frequently asked questions, and the one for this film is ridiculous. The 8 questions and associated answers being done by somebody who's a bit of a wag at this. Alright, now for the 8 questions. Number 1. How many fans does this movie have? Answer, 1, and it's broken. 2. What's better than wearing a vest? Wearing 2 vests. For number 3. Is silhouette acting the way of the future? Yes. Number 4. If you have $101 to film a movie, what should you do? Put it in a briefcase and do a close-up of the Benjamin with the $1 note behind it and hope they don't notice. Number 5. How many cigars have harmed in making this movie? None. Number 6. Is the girlfriend a ghost, like Sixth Sense? No, she's a porn star. Don't. Number 7. Is this actually softcore mullet porn? Why are you asking? Do you like mullet porn? Number 8. How did they get the blue screen special effect? They put that asshole's glasses in front of the camera. And by the way, that one they're referring to the blue glasses Martin Cove is wearing during the climax. So those are the 8 questions you find in the FAQs, all ridiculous. Now for the DVD. This DVD I reviewed is quite an oldie, having been issued by Payless Entertainment all the way back in their infancy around in the year 2001. You have a 21-year-old DVD by now. It is an old cheapo disc with some crude menu design. There's only one menu, with the chapter stops at the bottom, at the top and bottom of the screen. So if I use this video frame, all the chapters are here and here, with the title and the play movie option around in this section. And there's a clear lag on the cursor change. So if you switch chapters, every time you select something, it takes about a full second for it to register. The picture quality is surprisingly good for an early generation Payless disc. They must have gotten good quality VHS tapes to rip for this one. There is some blocking red moments, it might be obvious on current generation TVs, but I watched my review print on my old CRT, and it looks clear as a bell on that. And the English stereo has an awesome bit rate of 1.5 megabits per second, so it's a pretty strong bit rate, with no subtitles and no supplemental features to speak of. Payless' cheap rival Flashback Entertainment did issue a copy of this on their catalog sometime in the late 2000s. They used pretty much the same cover, but at the back, they used the blurb for Phoenix, which is interesting. I have seen a few Flashback discs with the wrong blurbs. And I can't say anything on that particular release because I don't have that disc. But like I said, the back cover for the Flashback cover of this had the wrong blurb. Interesting. Anyway. Okay, so Final Equinox gets a D, 2 out of 10. It's bad. But enjoyable if you're a bad movie masochist. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions about films or video games, just hit me up in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. Hope you guys are staying safe. Take it easy. That's it for this review. See ya.